David Alfonso Rogers Sr., and this is my informative speech for Speech 2810. If I would say the words commuter train, you would automatically think Amtrak. Most people are unaware that there are various types of commuter trains. The one I am specifically referring to are known as light rail trains, which can be seen traveling above ground in various cities around the world. My career in light rail industry began 12 years ago in 2005 with the Los Angeles Metropolitan Transit Authority when I worked on this pantograph-style light rail train, which is known as the P2550 or the Gold Line. I began as an electrical technician working during the commissioning phase of the project, which is when the Metropolitan Authority, the city who buys the trains, receives them from the manufacturing company and places the trains on their rail system to be tested and ran prior to placing the vehicles for service. Today I will explain how a pantograph-style light rail train works. The three main objectives will be explaining are a brief history, the overhaul system, and a description of the main components of a pantograph-style light rail train. The history of the pantograph-style light rail train began in 1837 when Robert Davison, a chemist of Aberdeen, United Kingdom, created an engine that ran on batteries. This was according to the publication Scottish Scientific Heroes from the East Coast that I retrieved, written by Dr. John S. Reed in 2007. It's also stated that Robert Davison was ahead of his time when he placed the engine he created into a locomotive. This concept sprouted new transportation ideas such as the horse cars, cable cars, and electric traction cars. By 1800s, the first electric traction car became a part of the transportation history as the documents online by Siemens Transportation. According to the Transportation Research Board, this is light rail. This type of train allowed electricity used to power onboard electrical motors to be conducted to the streetcars by means of overhead wire. It is interesting how the technology of the electric traction trains progressed to the light rail trains, yet its overall system is the same concept from when it was first created. The overall system of light rail trains is very simple. It consists of the power source, the subsystems, the three main components with the two subcomponents, and various small subsystems. As an electronic technician, I worked directly with the main components of the train and had troubleshooting issues when the train was not functioning. This included learning about the power sources and substations. The power sources came directly from the power company and sends power to the substations. The substations then send the power from the power station source down the catenary wire. The first main components of the train is the catenary wire, which is the wire that receives the power from the substations and transfers it to the pantograph. The second component, which is the key to the entire system, is the pantograph, which is connected to the train and runs across the catenary wire. The last main component is the high-speed circuit breaker that receives the power from the pantograph and distributes the power to the subcomponents. The main subcomponent that receives and regulates the power is the traction control unit. The other subcomponents that receive power from the high-speed circuit breaker is the auxiliary power unit, which then distributes the power to the subsystems. Each of the components has a specific job to ensure smooth operation of the train. In many years of working on the electrical system of trains, I have gained an extensive knowledge of each of these components and how it specifically works in conjunction with the other components. The catenary wire, which is part of the train track system, carries 650 volts of DC power and transfers it to the pantograph of the train. The voltage of the wire can be greater than 650 volts during operation, but the voltage cannot exceed greater than 150 volts because the train will automatically shut down as a safeguard to prevent damage to the multi-million-dollar train. The pantograph is an apparatus that is mounted on the roof of the train to collect power from the catenary wire as it makes contact while traveling down the track. The high-speed circuit breaker is the safeguard that protects the train and catenary wire from power surges, which can occur from the power source all the way to the train. The power then gets distributed after passing through the high-speed circuit breaker to the two subcomponents. The traction control unit, or TCU, are the mechanism to control voltage flow to the motors. This enables the propulsion, or in simplest terms, for the train to be able to move. The auxiliary power unit, or APU, is where power is diverted from AC to DC so that it can power various subsystems of the train. These subsystems include air conditioning units, doors, lighting, and power to the air compressor for the pneumatic system, which are the brakes and sanders that stop the train during operation. In conclusion, I have given an explanation of how the pantograph system light rail train works, the brief history, overall concept of the system, and the main components of how the train works, which hopefully has given you a better understanding of these types of trains. With this information, you are one step closer to becoming a train enthusiast who will be able to identify a pantograph-style light rail train and how it works. Thank you for your time.